Alright, so I'm pretty sure you saw my last video, and I kind of, talked about how I watched Gundam SEED Freedom last night, and I kind of gave like a short little review about it. But I watched it again, of course, so I wanted to do another review, but this time a little bit more in depth and why I gave the score I did. So, anyways, Gundam SEED Freedom, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the movie, still one of my favorites, I still loved it. But of course, there are a few things I kind of look back on, and well, let me start off with this. I had no idea what was going on half the time. Like, of course, obviously with sub, you have to read it, you have to really just, I guess, kind of think about it and let it sink in, right? So, watching the movie, I was trying to get the idea, and I think this was something that you kind of have to read the novel, which of course I did, and get a better idea of what was going on. Because in the movie, I feel like there was so much going on, like you would question a lot of stuff, like, okay, what's this? Why is this happening? How come they're not using this? Blah blah blah. The biggest thing, obviously, with the novel, so I want to give a little quick summary. Correct me if I'm missing anything, but I believe in the novel is that it was taking 6 months before the movie. I all I remember in the novel is that the question was, why was the strike freedom not available? So there was a thing, and I'll brushly just kind of just briefly just talk about it, and obviously going in depth about like what really happened. Well, that's something you could probably look it up yourselves for the novel. But from what I took away from the novel is that the strike freedom was being transported or something like that, and Agnes's boyfriend or someone stupid basically piloted, which I'm surprised he even was able to even pilot the strike freedom to take it out. And this was the whole plan from the was it the Foundation group or whatever Orpheus group is, the bad guys group basically. Their whole plan was to get the strike freedom out, so they would have a reason to, I guess, destroy it or at least damage it, right? So, so then basically that's what happens. Agnes' boyfriend or somebody basically takes it out. The strike freedom goes out and basically gets damaged by the Black Knights. That's basically the biggest plot. What they're trying to do is to take it out, and so that's why the Rising Freedom and the I forgot what it's called, like the something justice basically that was created, and they're not as strong. So that was a little rundown of the novel. I think for the most part, I could be missing a lot of things, but all I know is that Agnes was also kind of like jealous, um, for of Luna, Ray, and Shin because they obviously promoted to Faith so quickly. So that was a thing too, why she was so bitter in the movie, and why she was kind of like a bitch for the most part. I'm surprised the character didn't die though, because honestly, I really didn't like her, and I think the director wanted to do something different. Where it's like, okay, well, her voice actress always dies. Like she voiced like three different characters in Destiny and Seed, and they all died. So I guess they want to do something a little different. But honestly, I felt like she should just got destroyed. Like she wasn't a great character at all. Like I didn't like her at all. I didn't have any sympathy towards her. She was just a bad character. I mean, I think a lot of people didn't like her. I think the few do though. There are a few people that do like her, but I didn't. And I don't know. She just looked really bad. She was really annoying. So from that, in the beginning of the movie, of course, this would be not only a review, but kind of like a summary of what's going on. So obviously, I spoiled a good amount already. But if you don't want to hear any more spoilers, you can leave now and come back later or something, and then we can go forward in that. So, anyways, I gave it a 9 out of 10 last time. 9 to 10, one of those scores. I think 9 for sure. And obviously it was because it was the premiere. You're watching with a bunch of Gundam enthusiasts, so definitely it makes the movie a lot better. And obviously everyone was super hyped about it. Everyone really enjoyed it, so that was helpful. That was really really good, and everyone really enjoyed the movie. Um, but overall, like I think after watching a second time, trying to get the plot was going on, again, I had no idea what was going on. Like, who was Michael? What was the whole point of him? And I guess this is more like a military thing you kind of have to understand. So that kind of helped a little bit when you kind of have like military stuff where basically it like I guess in terms of like certain rules and guidelines you can do. So I guess that's why I kind of didn't understand what was going on there. But again, the plot was just I think it was something about basically the Destiny plan basically starting up again. And they didn't really go in depth with a lot of the situations. So like Locus is basically kind of like the ultimate coordinator, but the female version. You know how Kira is like the ultimate coordinator, but Locus was meant to rule in the politician side of things. Basically, that's what she was created for. And they didn't go any detail on that at all. Like they kind of skipped over it, and obviously one of the villains was like the that one little girl, but was actually like 50 years old. Which they didn't explain why she shrunk, and that was kind of random, you know. Um, so that was going on. Villains, Orphe was just a terrible character. No one liked the guy. He was just weird. So that was kind of weird for the most part. But obviously the theme of the story was love. You know, love conquers all. Blah blah blah. And I mean, I get why they did it. You know, and I kind of like Kira being a little vulnerable rather than be like Jesus Yamato and just destroying everything. So I felt like in this movie Kira was at a disadvantage, and I felt like with him he was he wasn't so godly as as he was in Seed and Seed Destiny. So I guess that was a little different, a little different take. So it was kind of interesting to see a different view. Othman was being a badass. Not enough scenes, and the first scene he was in, he was just I didn't understand what was going on in that scene. He was just hiding, and that was it. I don't get it. He was just hiding behind a thing, and I don't know why that he was there. They don't explain why he was there. Maybe the novel they'll explain it, but I didn't really understand what was going on. So that was kind of weird. So that happened. Kagali didn't get much scenes, but you can tell she's just a very grounding character. So I mean, I really like Kagali. She's still great. That's why she was number one best girl, right? So that was nice. Shin, of course, he was redeemed, and obviously, if you know him in Destiny, he was a little brat, and they just did him dirty. But in this movie, they really shine him up, and oh my god, he's amazing. And the jokes they have in there are so great. Like, there's a scene where he's like, oh well, just I was in the Justice last time, so I'm in the Destiny, so now I'm stronger, and that's pretty much how it goes. Like when he was in the Destiny Gundam, they just OP'd him up. They basically gave him the Jesus Yamato treatment, and he just freaking just dominated, and that was so fun to watch. So I'm so glad they brought the Destiny spec too, because if they didn't bring the Destiny Gundam, I would have been very disappointed in the movie, but they did, and I was happy about that. So that was good. Um, and of course, there are a lot of side characters that you see in Seed and Seed Destiny. They're there, just as Easter eggs. Um, Muflaga, I wish he had more scenes. And I wish his Akatsuki would be in a little more. But damn, when the Akatsuki came out, that was so awesome. He had a really cool scene. Like, he's basically the Captain Marvel of Gundam. Because you know how Captain Marvel's apparently super OP, and she's like barely in the movie. That was Akatsuki. Wasn't barely in the movie, but oh my god, when he freaking deflected a freaking Requiem beam. How the hell is that possible? That is god tier. That is insane. So that was fun to see. And well, so the Black Knights were kind of annoying. They weren't that great of characters, but it was very satisfying to watch them all get wrecked by the Compass team. So, and then of course they explained the Compass and all that stuff. Because in Destiny, I thought they were like part of Zaft or something like that. But I guess they just created their own group. So yeah, overall, like I would give it an 8 out of 10 of the movie. That's still a really good score. And honestly, it's still a better movie, and I'm glad Seed Freedom happened. Because again, like I said, Destiny just left such a bad taste in our mouths. So having Seed Freedom really helped. And I really liked the movie. It was still a good movie. I still really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, again, like the plot was just kind of like meh, but it was great. I mean, basically the final battle, and this is what Seed always does. They always have just an amazing battle in the end. So I mean, I'm not surprised. This is a very Seed movie. So when someone asks me, should I watch the movie? Yes, you should, but go in the expectations of watching a Seed franchise. And if you know what that means, it just means just turn your brain off, watch the movie, don't think too much about it, do it for the drama and the final battle and the mechs. Basically, that's pretty much it. And if you go into those mentality, you'll really like the movie. Don't think too much about it. Still a great movie again. I really liked it overall. So I'm trying to think of any other characters that were in there that I kind of felt like that stuck out to me. Well, Hilda is a great character. I like her a lot. The basically the Black Tri-Stars of Tri-Stars of Gundam Seed. Well, they didn't get much screen time. It was they kind of just like the two guys die basically. The two guys on the side they just boop and then that was it. And you're like, oh, okay, well that was you know that was anticlimactic. Nothing really happened. It was just like, oh, okay, well, see ya, I guess. So that happened. But overall, again, the movie was great. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, the animation was fantastic. The Gundams look great. The mobile suits look amazing. Music was on point. The final boss was kind of cool. The suit looked really sick, and obviously they released an HD of it, so that's exciting stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna probably go more deep in depth with the more of those kits that are coming out. So that was cool. Yeah, but overall, great movie. This Gawk was great. Authoron scenes were fantastic. It was just really funny. Like they did a lot of stuff that I was actually not expecting. Especially when they were trying to do that like whole like sleepy thing with Shin, and then Stella came out of nowhere. That was so funny. And then plus with Authoron thinking about Kage in like a lewd way, that was unexpected too. But it was fantastic. It worked so well in the movie. Like I was actually surprised it worked, and that was a very ballsy move to do in Gundam. So that was great. And again, I think a lot of people really appreciate the movie still and liked it a lot. And again, only positive news about it. 8 out of 10 for me, for sure. A solid 8 out of 10. And that's okay. That's a good score. That's a really good score, actually. And again, this is probably the best Gundam movie that's ever been done in terms of money wise and quality wise, to be honest. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts about the movie. Put your comments below. Tell me your thoughts. And yeah, let's have a discussion. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.
Hey, I was watching that.